I just graduated from the Master of Global Affairs program. I'm originally from a small town outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and my career path prior to Notre Dame had taken me to live in India for a short time, and as well for the 5 years prior to starting the program, I kind of co-led and managed a small international development nonprofit that a professor from my undergrad had co-founded, and it works in India and 7 neighboring countries. So I was kind of regularly traveling in that region of the world. Yeah, so my work at Pulte was assisting in kind of a multifaceted way with the launch of the SHARE project. So this is the $40 million USAID grant that Pulte had received. My interest came from 2 places. So one being my previous experience in basically being a nonprofit manager in the international development and humanitarian space by trade, but in the context of a smaller organization. That was one side of things. So kind of wanted to get a look at what that looks like in the context of a research focused institute like Pulte, and also my integration lab experience, the master's capstone component of the MGA program at Notre Dame, had me working with Catholic Relief Services in Haiti, and USAID was the primary donor for the kind of CRS programs that were the focus of our research and our evaluation that they had asked us to carry out. So that got me also interested in getting a better handle on sort of how USAID projects work. And so between these 2 things, learning of Pulte's grant, I was very interested to kind of basically get under the hood and have a look at how does management and coordination of the implementation of such a large grant that's, orders of magnitude larger than the annual budget of the nonprofit that I'd worked for years has, what does that look like? It was sort of a dovetailing of my management background and also interest in the research itself that was being conducted. So more of a managing a very large scale study versus ongoing development projects and programs, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think my favorite part of my Pulte experience was working with the staff that, full-time staff who I was on a team with, and getting to, again, achieve my goal of getting more of a window into what is the day-to-day of organization where there's more layers of hierarchy, because it's much larger than the kind of nonprofit that I'd worked for, getting a feel for just how the organizational culture was and how a grant like this was actually prepared for and implemented, so to speak. So getting to just work with those different colleagues and get a window into kind of their day-to-day and, lend my own support, bring my own experience and background to the forefront as well. There were also some new skills that I picked up and kind of softwares that I got to play around with and learn and kind of problem solve with, which I think just added to my background in self-teaching quite a lot of things and or working with somebody to figure something out. Yeah, any students that are kind of affiliated to the Keough School would maybe presumably already have some kind of interest in these global affairs and perhaps global development specifically. There's simply so much work to be done, so much that we have learned, but yet at the same time don't yet know. And if you're like me and more of a practitioner, but certainly with an academic bent and academic interest, I think it's really vital to translate what you're learning in the classroom into getting a taste, even while still a full-time student, of what is this working with Pulte can really be valuable. There's such a wide array, even just within a huge grant like the SHARE project, but also tons of other things that I know different classmates of mine have been involved in other Pulte grants and projects where, in various ways, students can get an opportunity to see where some of what they're learning in the classroom is being applied in practice and kind of pushing the bounds of what we know about so many of the complex things that factor into human and global development and how we can keep pushing those bounds. So even if one's ambition, whether one is interested in more in research or more in praxis down the road, I think that's a key reason to get involved with one or more projects outside of the classroom. Yeah, I think just want to express my gratitude to the Pulte Institute for the opportunity to play an important part in achieving some of my broader goals in coming to the MGA program of sort of rounding out previous skills and experience in new and different contexts. Again, getting to participate in the launching of a huge $40 million study, or series of studies rather, was really beneficial. And recommend that current students get connected to the Institute. And there's such a range of things that might cohere with one's interests that hopefully others can have similar experiences that help advance their understanding of their own sense of calling and career path, and perhaps provide valuable connections and experience to that end.